Hello, my sweet little patriots. It's Mrs. Thorson again. We are going to move on to chapter 11 today and we're going to talk about what public opinion is. So we're defining it today. We're just going to go over section 1. So public opinion is basically the sum of individuals' attitudes about government policies and issues. So we ask a question, we see what everybody thinks of it, and this is how they feel about certain issues as a whole. It is the cornerstone of democratic systems for citizens to have access to information so they can get this. So it's basically a matter of we have public opinion. The government gives us information, the media gives us information, and we can, schools give us this information, parties give us this information, interest groups give us this information, and they do this in order so that we can be informed, we can have a valid opinion, and they can use this opinion to make decisions that best fit what is wanted and needed in our government. Just using a real life example recently that has changed a lot of public opinion about things was the events in Ferguson, where this is where we start seeing a lot of people question racial relations, not only with people and the citizen, but police and citizens. The African American community, when this happened, was not really surprised by what happened in Ferguson, where a Black man was shot by a white cop. In the Pew Research poll, this is where they measured the public opinion, 80% of Blacks said that the Brown shooting raised important issues about race, while only 37% of whites agreed. So obviously there's a definite difference in the public opinion between the white and the Black race in this situation. Same thing happened. The same questions were asked with the Trayvon Martin shooting, even though it wasn't by a cop, it was by a neighborhood watch person. And then this came to really a national stage with Colin Kaepernick when he knelt during the national anthem in the name of protesting police brutality against African Americans. And this movement definitely not only affected Americans' public opinion about issues of race and issues of American custom, but we definitely started to see some major polarization in the views of this. I mean, just looking at this, the gap in perceptions on whether racism is a big problem or not between Black and white, it's a big divide. 81% of Black people in 2017 said it is a big problem, where only 52% of white people thought it was a big problem. And the divide is also with those who lean left versus those who lean right. So, everybody has their own opinion about things, and depending on which way you lean is which way your opinion is going to fall. So there's basically two components when it comes to public opinion. It's an individual's belief and attitudes about politics, and it's the blending of these preferences into a larger concept. So Americans really aren't well informed about every issue politically, but they still tend to have their opinion on the matter. And I'm sure you've seen this before, where lots of people have an opinion about something, but they don't know why. I hate Joe Biden. Well, why do you hate him? Oh, because he's old, or he doesn't know how to speak well. Or I hate Trump. Why? Because he's mean on Twitter. Okay, that's examples I'm sure you guys have seen all the time, when in reality, people really aren't, as even though they could be very well informed, they just tend not to be. And because of that, we see sometimes the public opinion, even though people have it, it's like, well, how well informed are you with your public opinion? And other things that can cue and help citizens kind of figure out their own public opinion would be their party preference. Well, if they prefer the Democrats over the Republicans, they're going to tend to have opinions that lean that way. And it could be based on party preference or ideology. So here's the difference. A political party is an actual, formal entity that you can vote into office. Your ideology, and that would be like Democrats, Republicans, Libertarians, Socialists, okay? Ideology is just your personal beliefs on topics. And ideology basically leans a couple ways. Do you lean more conservative or do you lean more liberal? This is just showing you, I'm going to skip that for now, but I want you guys to answer this next question. Basically, think to yourself, to what degree is it possible to accurately measure public opinion when most Americans lack understanding about these issues? So we are going to look at how public opinion is measured and how it is about as accurately as it can be measured. But think about that. Is it worth its weight in salt to follow what public opinion said if we don't know how much these people truly understand the concepts?